Okay, so today's spell work problem says copy the sketch onto your paper. Mark the sketch with the given information only. So you already have this image on your paper. So we're going to look through what this information they're telling us means and how we mark it on the sketch. So this first part that I've highlighted here in yellow, we read that as line segment FA is congruent to line segment MR. So you might want to make yourself a note. This symbol here means congruent. And if two things are congruent, that means they're the same size and the same shape. So congruent means same size, same shape. So we want to show on our picture that line segment FA and line segment MR are congruent. So first we need to find those segments on the picture. So I'm going to highlight them in yellow. So line segment FA is right here. Remember, line segment has a beginning and an end. And then line segment MR is over here. It has a beginning and an end. Just by looking at the picture, those two line segments do look like they're the same size and the same shape. But we can't assume that. The picture has to tell us that. So to show that they are the same size and the same shape, to show that they're congruent, I'm going to put one hash mark on each of them. These little blue tally marks here show that AF and RM, those line segments, are congruent. Excuse me. So that's how we show that they're congruent. We put one tally mark on line segment FA and one mark on line segment MR. Now the purple part says we want to show on the picture that angle AFS is congruent to angle RMS. So first step is to find that angle on the picture. How do you find the angle? You go in the order of the letters. So this is angle AFS. So we're going to go AFS. Angle AFS here I have highlighted in purple. And I'm going to put like a little half circle inside here to show we're talking about the angle. It's congruent to angle RMS. So now we have to find angle RMS on our picture. So we're going to go over here, go in order of the letters. RMS. And again, we're going to put a little half circle there to show that we're talking about the angle. Now, how do I show that angle AFS is congruent to angle RMS? Again, we're going to use those little hash marks. We're going to put one on each angle. That shows us those two angles are congruent. The last part that we have here in the green, we want to show that line segment FS is congruent to line segment MS. So let's get that off the screen. We need to find those two segments on our picture. So line segment FS, line segment MS. We want to show that those two segments are congruent. Now here you need to be careful because you're probably going to say, oh, we put a tally mark on them. Let me do that here. The reason we can't do that is because now we have on our picture, we're showing that all four of these highlighted segments are congruent because they all have one tally mark on them. And that is not true because nowhere up there does it tell us that line segment AF is congruent to line segment FS. But our picture tells us that. So what we need to do is here on this second set of congruent segments, we're going to put two hash marks. So now we know AF and RM are congruent because they both have one mark on them. And then FS and MS are congruent because they both have two marks on them.